Yes, we're live. That's great. Episode 11 of IDGAF. Today is a good day. I tell you why, because IDGAF is live. I'm only 10 minutes late, which is brilliant. But yeah, the roster is pretty similar to last week, just missing Matt. So we've got Alex.
What's up?
And then Vinny.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah. And then William. So yeah, I mistimed that completely. But I have a question. So about 25 years in the future, imagine you stood outside in some public area. You do like a 360. What do you see? 25 years in the future.
From where we live, like currently?
Just in a public area. It doesn't matter. It's just general. So what do you see? What are people doing? You know.
I mean, you'd like to say flying cars and hover.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
That is, yeah.
But that was the idea 25 years ago, wasn't it? That people be, and all we've got is a blanket with sleeves.
So hey, don't do this, is Snuggy. God damn.
That's a great invention. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that
Worth
question actually reminded me of the Back to the Future movies because that one that he went to the future, the day that was shown in the car, the day that he traveled into, actually already passed. So it's like, holy shit. But yeah, no flying. I don't think flying cars are gonna happen. I think it's gonna be more computers everywhere.
Everything.
Yeah.
Is like
I don't think
I
people would have jobs. I think it'll be all computerized.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna say. I don't think
I don't know
anything
about
will be there.
25 too.
I genuinely don't think anything will be out. I just don't, because look at how people are with their phones, for example.
They're
Like-
glued to them.
25 years from now, imagine that technology, dude.
Yeah. I mean, technology is only going to advance, and people are going to be like, well, hold up, why do I need to go outside? I have everything I need on my phone or on my tablet or whatever. Probably not a tablet, you know. But yeah, I can imagine some. You know what the Oculus Rift is? You aware of this?
Mm-hmm.
thing
So if
that
you don't
you
know,
wear.
yeah, if you don't know what the Oculus Rift is, you put on some like facial camera thing, and it's basically like a simulation thing. You walk around, and you kind of, because your mind thinks it's real, you get quite a big, pretty cool response off of it, which is great to watch. And it could be great to play. That's what I probably would predict, if I'm perfectly honest. It could be very. Yes, that's the film where I was kind of basing it off. I just don't, for some reason, I don't see it being. I think technology is going to consume us. Big time.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Cyborg.
it's already started to, hasn't it?
Yep.
Cyborg
But I mean,
it's gonna happen.
I guess that people saying, "Oh, flying cars are going to be about," they're obviously not really here. So I guess my idea could be 50 years in the future, maybe. That could
I mean,
happen.
I don't even know what's the point in flying cars. Is that a necessary?
Oh, it was just, I don't know. I have no idea.
Probably
It's just
because
always
you
a future
can
thing.
hit a button and it'll autopilot to wherever you have to go, and instead of making all these turns and going through all these crazy ways, it's a straight line.
Well, like,
Yeah,
that's
but I
already
don't think you need
starting,
to
though.
fly for that to happen.
Yeah, not at all. No.
I mean, they've already
like-
started developing a car that drives by itself, don't they?
Yep.
And that,
They already
I
got,
reckon
like-
that'll be a
There's
thing.
few. Like, I know Google has a good one. It's been going for like over a year or something.
A Google
I've-
car?
Yeah, there's a Google car and it just drives by itself with no one in it.
That's kind of weird.
I think it's. I'll have to look it up. It's been going for like over a year, I think.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of crazy already to just have that. But like if you look at cars just now, you know that button thing and the self-driving and whatever. There's already cars that you just push to start, and then there's like those cars that automatically park themselves, the park assist
Yeah.
and shit.
Mm.
So like,
It's crazy.
yeah,
I mean, we're saying this today. This is 2014.
I know.
Imagine what it's going to be like 25 years from now. I mean, compare 2014 to 2006. I mean, huge difference. So,
Very big.
I mean, 25 years previous, what was it, about 1990? Am I right? Yeah, 1990 about. I mean, the CDs weren't even about then, were they?
wait, 1990, that's 15, bro.
Nah, 2014, man.
Oh,
15
oh,
would
you
be
mean from?
2000.
I thought you were talking about from
25 years ago would
Yeah,
be
I thought, you were-
1990.
I thought you were talking about from 2006. Sorry.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so CDs weren't even about then, were they?
Nope.
And now barely anyone uses CDs.
Yeah, I've got a picture of me using like one of the huge box computers at school when I was like 5 or 6 or something.
I miss
Massive
those. I miss those, man.
Yeah, same. Yeah, of course.
No, you don't. But like,
That's
no,
when
'cause I'm
computers
like,
were actually cool, man.
I'm a little bit of a retro gamer, so like that shit. But like, yeah, I love those old computers, Commodore 64, Atari, all that shit. So
But
It's
I'm
cool.
saying, like, if you think of how much technology has sort of improved since
Oh my God.
1990 to now,
yeah,
and it's
man,
only
from
getting quicker and better.
floppy
Okay.
disks to files. The end.
Dude, guys, yesterday my mom showed me a newspaper from the day I was born, and the title on the top, or one of the biggest things, was Ins and Outs of Windows 95. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh,
Windows
wait.
95 came out a long time after I was born. I'm a
Oh,
91 baby, man.
Yeah, I'm only 18.
Yeah.
Sad life.
How's that sad life, man? You got time ahead of you to be as old as I am. Shit.
Well,
But yeah. It's crazy.
Let's
Shit's
hope we're
crazy.
still doing videos by the time I'm your age.
Yeah. Me
Might have
too.
something good going by then.
Do you know what
50
you want to do
million.
in 25 years? Where you want to be?
Not
Oh,
working a 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's a good goal, but I'd probably set that a little bit sooner. Not 25 years. I just want to work with computers. That's what I
I mean,
want
we've
to do.
already discussed
That's it.
that computers probably take over.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
job-wise, there might not
accommodate
be.
I'm gonna accommodate them. Get rich
I'd
before
say
they
in like
take over.
50 to 100 years, man, we're gonna be walking around with exosuits and shit. We're gonna be cyborgs. Little Iron Man's walking around.
But to be fair, it might not change all that much. It
Yeah,
might.
probably
It
not.
might be, because, I mean, yeah. I for some reason, I find it hard to believe, but you would anyway, wouldn't you? Because, of course, it's completely alien to what we live.
But like, even if you look at like the changes from like the 90s and now, it's just the technology that changed. Like if you look around, it's always the same stuff. You know, it's just that the technology's integrated a little bit into like the cities and whatever, but it's all the same concrete, the same grass, right? So
Well, I think, like,
Good point.
culture changes, though, doesn't it?
of course,
With music and fashion.
always
stuff
does.
like that. They
Electronic
might be.
music wasn't a thing very much when I was young. It wasn't like pop.
Music's always gonna. I feel music's always gonna dominate, or not dominate, but be a massive part of culture and society,
It's the biggest factor.
because it has been for hundreds of years.
Wait, so what did you say, William? Did you say it wasn't a big thing?
What?
When I was young, I don't know, maybe it's just how I grew up, but there was not really electronic music, and the
Oh.
rap and hip hop scene was a little bit different. I know you like listen to the radio now versus like 15 years ago or 10 years ago. It seems a lot different.
Okay, hold
Just
on.
the music has completely changed.
By electronic, you mean like
Techno.
what?
There
Oh,
wasn't
well,
Skrillex 10 years ago.
Oh well, no, yeah, but there was
Oh,
still
of course.
electronic.
Yeah,
There
there
was,
was there was a similar type of music. I think you kind of, of course, there's not Skrillex. There's not that specific kind of genre, but I mean,
That's it.
I mean, Prodigy. Do you know of? I mean, it's similar sort of kind of thing,
Okay.
and it's not like completely, it's not completely different. I get what you mean. I understand, and it's a lot easier for people to make music nowadays
Oh yeah.
because get Fruit Loops and
You got a computer now. You can just put in
Yeah.
some things and it plays it for you.
yeah, but yeah, it's weird.
I guess I should have said the culture and what we listen to is a lot different. The music was always there, but the culture and like what people mainly listen to seems a lot different.
I think it's going around sort of like a circular motion, don't you think? How sort of in early 90s, it was, well, I say mid-90s actually, it was more sort of Britpop was sort of dominating, wasn't it? With bands like Oasis and that lot. And then you also had sort of hip-hop becoming more mainstream as well. And then it sort of changed from, and then the new millennium, sorry, and then you had, it was more pop, and pop just dominated everything, and now it's sort of come round more circle where more indie acts, indie
I mean,
artists.
that's in the UK. That's more so in the UK. You don't necessarily know everywhere.
Well, yeah, obviously I'm not going to base it right. I don't know.
But I mean, I don't know. I do agree with you that you do. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. I do agree with you that indie is getting way more popular as days go by. So. But all you do.
Which is good, because indie is like almost the opposite of what you'd say is anyone can do it. Because anyone could sing into a machine and then you can make it sound pretty. But not anyone can stand live on a stage and play guitar or drums or actually put a performance out of it.
People crave talent.
Yep. But like this is like a circle. It always happens. Like even last episode we talked about it with the talent shit. Not a lot of people have talent now because it's just so easy to make someone good at music.
Artificial talent.
I think they're more actors than they are artists or singers or whatever.
Yeah, because
it's a brand. It's a brand.
Yeah, exactly. Look at Katy Perry. They literally sign her because she has big tits. Literally, that's it. Like, look at her tits. Put some auto-tune on that. Okay, now we got a singer.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah, well, that's just what it is. And people are like, oh, One Direction. Oh, they're relatively good looking to girls. Let's go and just make monies.
And it works, which is really fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's a winning formula. They're not going to change it because it gets money. It's people are happy because they're like, I quite like One Direction. So they go buy the music and it's just a thing, but it ruins music. I can't cope.
That's why we have Miley Cyrus.
Oh, God.
Making her butt in people's face because it makes people happy.
You know what? She started good. She was a good singer back when she was Hannah Montana. I'm not gonna lie, I liked her music, her country music type of stuff. And then she just like all of a sudden is like, hey, look at my chicken ass, and then just that was it.
Yeah.
Man, that spandex really did not work well for her.
Don't wear skin-colored clothing. It's just creepy. I don't know if
teddy bear backpacks.
Yeah.
Well, teddy bear backpacks are cool, but they're not cool if they're the size of you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're saying that everything's going to be computerized by then, or
yes.
Well, I mean, even now it's so much different than 20 years ago. 20 years from now, it's probably going to be even more so. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I bet one day there's going to be internet on the phone. And then it happened.
Anyway, maybe they heard you. Maybe NSA was listening to you and took the idea.
Oh,
they owe me $2 billion. They owe me some money.
Yeah. Copyright.
I'll retire with my money.
Anyway, Alex.
Yes.
Have you got the questions of God?
I do indeed.
Go on.
Okay. All right. This one is kind of relevant to what we were talking about.
Introduce your segment, bro.
Sorry?
Introduce your segment. No,
I thought everyone would be familiar with it because it's obviously the best part of the show. Anyway,
but this is a really bad show, so it doesn't really.
This is the part where I call on our guests to help these people who have wrote in, or I've took these questions off the internet, sort of like the self-help section. Okay, so this one who's pretty reliable says, my sister has an obsession with One Direction. She stays up until early hours in the morning in chat rooms. Also, I've read her fan fiction and it disturbs me. She has even cried on occasions because
There's only too
members
upset.
haven't replied to her. How can I like slow down or stop this obsession?
I think there's only one way. Just say goodbye.
Where's the shotgun?
How old is this sister?
Doesn't say. I assume prepubescent.
6. Murder it.
Just have a new one.
We need
It sounds just like the Justin Bieber fangirls.
Oh god.
Yeah.
A really unhealthy obsession, and it ruins their life.
I mean,
Because
yeah,
they're
this is
making
like.
something stupid like get a DUI. So
I mean,
Such a
this is why
clown.
like sometimes I don't even like dislike the music or the actual artist that much. It's the fans that force me to dislike the artist.
Initially, because
I
I didn't
agree.
really have an issue with Justin Bieber initially. I didn't care because I didn't pay attention. But what I did pay attention to was the fans. Yeah, that was frustrating, and I wanted to murder quite a few of them. It was one of and then of course Justin Bieber turned into Justin Bieber, and now
Oh,
everybody
God.
wants him dead. So even his own fans want him dead. So I mean that's a fine thing.
it's a trap.
Well, you know what? At least the U.S. escaped from Justin Bieber's wrath. He got deported back to Canada, so we're stuck with him again. But, like, but yeah, for your question, there's no way to fix it. She's stuck. So just ignore it, or like get earbuds or those friggin' earplug things and just keep them in all day, because that's the only way you're not gonna be around that One Direction shit.
Or murder.
Yeah, that too. And then you could just have a new sister, you know? You could be like, hey, mom, have another one. This one's broken. And then just go at it.
She says about like the fan fiction disturbing her. Do you guys are aware what fan fiction is?
No.
I feel
Oh, I
like
know
there
what
could
it
be
is.
some really
What's that?
gross sex-related thing in there, but you said she was young.
As far as I haven't like researched it, but as far as I'm aware, it's basically like a blog essentially, and the fans write sort of fantasies based around the members of whatever group they're talking about.
That is incredibly
Oh,
weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's really bad.
in our form, I was like nosing around, looking at what people are doing. I was people watching. I noticed this like the group of girls laughing at this page, and they were reading some of the fan fiction, and it was like chapters long, like a lot, like by one person. I think it must have been like an 11-year-old or something like that, written a lot down about this, and it's some of it for an 11-year-old. It was really fucking like weird.
Yeah, that's kind of disgusting to even think about. Huh. Wow.
It's definitely
Well, at the
up.
same time,
Everybody has-
How does it affect you?
I
Affect
don't know if
what?
it's in your house and you go
Hold
staying
up,
up in the early hours and crying.
How does the fan fiction really affect you? Like, how does that?
It doesn't.
There you go. So,
No, I mean with the
I've got
person
no-
involved
like,
with it.
it's weird.
Man,
It's weird as hell.
exactly. You don't want
I
you don't
genuinely
want your
don't
kid
care.
exposed to that, do you?
Yeah, not at all.
Well, it's not my kid. It's my sister. Is it my sister? So
Yeah,
I don't
it's
care.
sister.
You don't want your family. What? If you well, you haven't got a sibling. You're a only child.
Exactly.
You wouldn't know.
I won't give a
You
fuck.
don't know, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
the
you
closest
can,
I've got to a sibling is my dog. I don't really care.
Yeah,
You
that
can-
would
you
be
can
pretty
listen to
weird if
what
your
he-
dog did that fantasy shit.
No. If my dog decided to listen to it and
What? Just
you know,
like Scooby Doo
I'd
fan
be like,
fiction?
okay,
That's it. You're out of the house.
deal with it. You good? And then I buy a new one.
So
Anyway,
have we got any advice for this sister? Who wants
already
to
did it.
stop the obsession?
Murder.
Find her
Murder
a
it.
boyfriend that can't stand the band.
Yeah, sooner or later, they're not gonna like the band anymore.
Well,
You just gotta wait it out.
Oh, there's always Nickelback.
Oh God,
God.
no! No.
The
What is
worst.
it with you
Okay,
Canadians,
you know what?
man?
If it
I
was
don't think
What
between
is it
anyone
with you
likes
Nickelback,
Canadians? I don't
if it was
even
between
know.
Nickelback and One Direction, listen to One Direction all friggin' day. I'm not doing that Nickelback shit. No.
I don't know because like I don't know how that Nickelback turned into like everyone hating them so much.
Just so stupid. It's literally every song is the same thing.
I think it's because they sort of had an element a bit of sold out because I remember I think my mum owned one of their albums
Oh God, waste of
and
money.
obviously I used to listen to it as a kid and a couple of the songs on there aren't awful, but I think it's because they sold out
Bad
and
boy.
no, it's because they kind of sold out and became corporate, I guess, which is why everyone dislikes them.
Cause like I guess so, yeah. Because they started out good and then they just got terrible.
I don't get it. We always make these people or bands good, and then they suck all of a sudden, and people
Yeah,
are
because-
wondering like,
It's
what?
because America
What?
had affected them. They were initially fine, and then bam, corruption.
Dude, why the heck
Sure.
do we like these guys? Well, you're the ones who made them popular in the first place. Idiots.
The musicians are just they only see one thing and that's the money once they get in. So they try to keep up with the times and then the times suck and then they suck. The end.
Greatest
That
story
sounds
of all
about right,
time.
honestly.
What I think happens is when they become mainstream, they instead of sort of sticking to what got them into mainstream, they try and sort of appeal to a wider audience,
Yes.
Yeah.
even if
Yeah.
that means going against what you originally did as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I think an example is the Arctic Monkeys, isn't it? Where their first album like was massively, but not it wasn't like sort of main. This is what brought them into mainstream. And now their latest album, if you listen to both of them, they're completely different because
Mhm.
they're trying to appeal to a wider audience, and that's why people have started to sort of like go against them a little bit. I
That'll
think that's
be
the case with
interesting.
most acts that get into the mainstream as
Yeah,
well.
so, I mean, you mentioned that. I remember when Macklemore used to be no one. I mean, well,
Yeah.
not really no one, but he used to be pretty.
Underground.
Yeah. I didn't have an issue with music. It was all right. I wasn't really a fan. But I remember when I first heard Thrift Shop on the radio, I was like, and then after that, I mean, he just turned like into a massive artist in the mainstream, and I wonder what his next thing will be like. Like, I just wonder if it will be completely different to what he's previously done. Even though his music now is pretty mainstream, just in general, like that's what he was going for.
Even though you told me about a song that got put on the radio about like and the stuff he wrote about, obviously he wouldn't have wrote that, I don't think, if he would have seen it going
Oh, yeah.
mainstream.
Oh yeah,
That one about him thinking he was gay or something.
I think that was one of the earlier ones I heard, and I was like, damn, that's pretty deep. Imagine if this got big in the hip hop scene and everybody started insulting Macklemore for being gay, or he's not gay obviously, but people are like, oh, he's gay, yeah. Like all kids do.
I've got a lot of
still-
respect for him. I don't know.
Yeah, man, Macklemore is amazing.
Oh
but,
yeah.
like, hip
The
hop.
meaning he puts into those songs, I think it's the first time I really like could get into any of that music, just because of the level of like thought he puts into it and the meaning for
He
people
stays
across the
real.
world, I guess.
I think that's the
stays
case
real.
with like most hip hop though, that people sort of dismiss it without listening to it.
Yes.
Like
People
they
are like,
don't.
oh, it's all about bitches and hoes
Yeah.
and money. Yes,
Nah.
yeah. And then they listen to lyrics and they're like, oh, okay. Maybe I was wrong.
You told me like a couple of lines of, I think it was Hopsin,
Yeah.
and like you had to actually like explain it sort of word for word and what they
Mhm.
meant, and then by the end of it, I was just like sitting there like, I don't fucking know how the fuck he came up with that.
Yeah.
Because it's so intricate. Like these words have like
No,
three
and
different
they throw
meanings,
'em
and
in,
that's what
like,
it meant to the third
so-
word of that line, and then
Yeah.
three
and
is the magic number of this sentence, and then
Oh,
something
it
like
was-
that. It's all
think-
linked perfectly together, but you have to sort of research it to get it, which is weird.
I remember one because it like it completely threw me off when I first heard it because I was like, oh, what is this shit? I don't know. Because it was over a mainstream beat, and I was like, yeah, this ain't great. And it's by a guy called Logic, who has great wordplay. I like Logic a lot, but I always saw like him as being more of a flow rapper, like that's what he went for. But then his whole alias is like he calls himself Young Sinatra for some reason. I never quite understood that, but that was always his thing. And I think one of the lines was like, "I rip Artanis," which was a character who killed people in some video game. I don't quite remember. Decipher the words because it's Ebonics, and then reverse the letters and it spells Sinatra, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just one of those. Yeah.
Too much.
That's the best, man. Wordplay. That's what a lot of hip hop's missing now.
I was
Well,
it's nowhere near as much.
Well, mainstream, yeah. Like when you look at all the stuff that they play in clubs and shit,
Fucking
there's
Lil Wayne.
there's no
2
yeah,
Chainz.
there's no wordplay. Wordplay nowadays is "I'm so high, call me star," and that's it.
That sounds about right.
Right? But like if you listen to underground stuff, you listen to the stuff even from the 90s and shit.
Yeah.
It's still good content, right?
Yeah. And I mean, literally, I was sort of I was in a minority when people, like, when I was a kid, people liked hip-hop, and I was like, no, this is not fun. It's always about murdering people. And I started listening to it. I know, I just can't. I love it so
great.
much. Yeah.
It's great.
But,
I've been into hip-hop since I was, like, 7. So, like, I've been around. I listen to rock music and stuff, too, but I can never really get into it as much as hip hop because hip hop's more. It has a larger variety of stuff.
I mean, it's
I could argue that, but
you can't argue that, and I could
I mean, because you can like, I mean, because if you're gonna use rock and rap as an example and talk about variety, then like I'm not saying one has more variety than the other, because you can't really measure that.
I guess so, yeah.
But like I'll use the example of sort of like I don't know, if you listen to Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, which is and then you switch over to, I don't know, some Marilyn Manson stuff, then they're both rock, but they're obviously completely different.
Yes.
And appeal to a completely different audience.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that's the same for rap or hip hop, I guess. I don't listen to that much of it, so I wouldn't know. But
yeah, because I remember when you were. This is when you were like infancy stages of knowing anything about hip hop in general, because like before like we properly got talking about it, you didn't really like. You were in that kind of population who would have dismissed it, I presume. Like not completely, but you would have thought, nah. You know.
I mean, I admit that I used to have that the mental state that I would be one of those guys that would go, oh, it's all about bitches and money and all that lot, and just dismiss it straight away. But
which, I mean, in my opinion, you were quite.
No, I mean,
not necessarily 100%, but.
No, I'm saying that was before like I started listening to music properly, and before music kind of started actually meaning anything to me. But once I actually started listening to a more variety of music and started listening to my own music instead of my parents, then I realised, and this was when I was about, I don't know, about 13, 14, that I realised that I could listen to a Nirvana track and I could also listen to a hip hop track straight after and like them both.
That's the thing. Like, I remember when you and I don't quite remember what the conversation was about, but I remember you saying that. I mean, this is what you said. You were like, well, what kind of variety is there in hip hop? Surely you're just rapping over a beat. That's what you said. I could quote you like that is 100.
Yeah. I'm not arguing. Yeah, I'll probably did say
I'm
that.
like, to be fair, like it's a bit deeper than that. But I can see why people dislike hip hop on the face because they don't listen to it. They think that that's. I mean, and especially now you've got people like Lil Wayne just destroying it.
Yeah,
I mean,
mainstream.
it's just like people see it. They see Lil Wayne, say, "Oh, Lil Wayne's the rapper. This is what rap is about." Done. But yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's always a new generation that comes around and ruins it, and then it gets picked back up again.
Yeah, but I mean that's the same with every generation, isn't it? 1950s, you'd say like people who listen to in the 1980s, they'd say that they're ruining music, wouldn't you? Or people who listen to the Beatles would say that, I don't know, whoever was around like the hair bands, sort of Aerosmith and that, like was ruining music, and it'd progress because everyone grows up with sort of, well, most people listens to the music around their time, and they assume that that's the best music that there's going to be, or the best music that there has been. But fortunately, because indie's coming back, then liking and also being sort of like retro and 1950s style is coming back, then people are listening to older style music as well, which is good in my opinion.
I kind of like that, yeah.
Because it's becoming sort of cool to wear a Nirvana shirt or wear a Guns N' Roses shirt.
Yeah, in the UK it is. I mean, I'm not 100% of other places, but in the UK you do see a lot of people wearing it, and a lot of people don't know.
That really
those
pisses me off
bands.
when you see like and they call him like Kirk Cobain or something like that, and I'm just like, I'm just like,
Anyway,
I like Kirk Cobain. He's the one that died of AIDS, right?
Calm down. It's getting, Alex is getting upset.
I am.
There's no need to be upset, Alex.
Because I know, I tell you, like, I realized, like, because I do like English as an A level, and I have to write. Well, I don't have to, but I chose to write sort of like a blog about it. And the only way I could sort of describe sort of the meaning of music to me is the way that a religious person feels about their God. If you know what I mean, like that. No, I mean that importance in their life, sort of thing. How it sort of takes over, maybe. That's the only way I could like describe it.
No.
Music's powerful.
That's
why.
That's why
I doubt you're like Westboro Baptist Church. You know what I mean?
No, you can compare it kind of, because the Westboro Baptist Church sort of like one thing and nothing else, which is that small, which is a group of people that listen to music, listen to one genre and assume that everything else is shit. They're the equivalent, I guess.
That's pretty common.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the amount of metal fans I've seen hating hip hop, I felt like crying.
Yeah.
I was like, no, why? You don't.
Surely they should unite to hate pop music.
Yes.
That should be the common.
Yes. They're like, oh, it's not music. You only put like pressing keys. It's like, well, isn't that a keyboard? No. Okay. Cool. Yeah, be quiet. Anyway, a new topic. We've been talking about this for like good 20 minutes.
All right.
Have you guys heard?
Oh, I don't want to hear the next question.
Shut up! I don't care about your question.
Just ruin the segment. It's fine.
No, you go for the question. I'll hold my.
Okay. All right. This person is 15. Says, I need help. I've been after this girl for 3 years. I've asked her out 4 times and she's knocked me back, claiming she doesn't want to ruin our friendship. How do I get out of the friend zone?
Oh my god.
You don't.
I got a good one for this. Okay, I didn't date in high school and middle school. I had this crush on this girl, and I was chasing her for literally at least 4 years of my life.
Literally chasing her.
No matter how many times you ask her out today,
And he's still chasing her today.
You were gonna be her until you give up. And until you like walk away, you're not gonna get any attention for it. If you walk away, she might follow you, and if she doesn't, you might just want to deal with it. Because I had to walk away, and it was really hard. It was really hard, and it hurts, but you have to do it, and you'll meet someone else after that. And I did. And okay, rant over.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
I had a real life story that sometimes it's hard to just walk away, but
yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The best way to sort this out is to say, well, I mean, there are
other women.
Yeah, plenty more fish in the sea.
Exactly. I was going to say that, but that's just so cliche. I
was about to say. But
I mean, this guy's 15, and he says he's been chasing after for 3 years. So that means since he was 12. That's a long time.
He's young, and they're both going to change. The odds are it won't last forever, anyways.
Yeah.
I know, but the feeling you get when you're that age, when you're like 12, and then you see sort of, because wait, what age do you start secondary school?
Well, I mean,
Second-
I
what
think when
grade
you're
is
like
that?
12 or 13, right?
I mean, if it's in primary school when you started to like this person, then obviously there's only like 60 people in your year.
okay, just cover up. In the UK, we'd have primary school up until about 11. We go into secondary school, which is like,
Like high
it's
school.
on a massive scale compared to primary school. Primary school, like in our classes, like in the whole year group, people of our age in primary school, you'd have about 60 people in my class. Yeah, in my school, that's how it was. You move in to a new school, there's 250 people now, so it's completely changed for you, and yeah, that's sort of completely different. I'm not 100% sure what it's like in the US. I hear
That's
like
pretty similar.
Yeah, it's pretty
So-
much the same.
Well, there's
so like.
well, I live in California, so there's tons of people, but it pretty much works the same way.
Yeah, so for the guy needs to walk away and just say, "Hey, I tried. Obviously, it wasn't to be. Let's move on. Let's find a new person. Simple. There's
I
no other
wanna
way
add-
to go about it. I mean,
Is there no way to get out of the friend zone then?
No.
Saying that
it's
definitely.
already tried.
think the
It's
best
already
thing you-
tried.
Just make sure you don't burn the bridge because one day she might come back. You don't have to. Don't be that like obsessed version where you have this huge crush on her, but keep that little string hanging there because if someone breaks up with her or breaks her heart, she might come running.
Mhm. So, what's a wisdom?
You
Okay,
never
next
know.
question. Next question.
I only have two. I'm sorry.
Okay, my topic then.
Okay.
I was excited because I saw it like 20 minutes before the show, and I was like, got one. So do you guys know of Ellen Page?
Yeah, she came out as gay. I was gonna do a video on it.
Yeah.
You hear about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to let it click for a second.
Like, I always sort of had a crush on her for some reason. I don't know why.
You like sex?
Because people were like, she's sort of mediocre, and I was like, nah, I found her attractive. And then I read it today, I'm like, well, that sucks. But what was the likelihood anyway?
I was gonna say,
like-
that's why, 'cause you got a
I know.
shot.
I'm like, yeah. Well, I mean, generally, what was gonna happen? But yeah, fair play to her. She did a massive speech. Well, it wasn't a massive speech, but it felt like that. And I watched the whole thing, and I'm not gonna lie, fair play. The thing I can't understand about people, why people discriminate and do like say like why do people hate gay people? Why do people hate like
I
other
wrote
races? Like I
poems
just
about
I mean,
that.
I was gonna say I don't understand why this is news.
oh yeah, that's
I think-
but that's yeah.
It's a similar
It's
thing
such a big
to when
deal.
that diver came out. I'm saying diver because they probably don't know, but a diver came out and it was like a massive thing.
To be fair, if I was going to predict any sports person to be gay, it would be him anyway.
Yeah.
And I genuinely, like, people were telling me, like, oh, I'm reading tweets. And people were saying, oh, it's a big thing. Oh, I wish he wasn't gay. I'm like, why do you care? Why?
Exactly.
Why do you care? It's like, how does it... It goes back to the does it affect you thing. It doesn't affect me in any way. Like, it doesn't.
It's
You've
just
never,
because
you've
they're
never
famous.
spoke to this person before. You haven't even seen this person
Exactly.
before. So how
Exactly.
can you
Oh,
possibly
like-
have an opinion?
My opinion on her is from her films where she acts.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
some interviews. I mean, it's I don't know the person. So why should I? I mean, I wouldn't like if say if one of my mates like come out and he said, "Oh, Josh, I'm gay," I'm like, well, okay, fair enough. I don't
Well, what are
really
you telling me for?
like. I don't. Yeah, Alex, this is your time now. No, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. I don't care. Why should I care? Listen, like people are like, oh, I hate you, racist faggots, and I'm like, hold up, that's
That doesn't make any sense.
Whoa, but
That's
yeah,
being a
and then
hater and calling someone a hater.
obviously with the Sochi, is it Sochi thing? The
Sochi
Olympics. Yeah. With obviously Russia's laws of being gay. I mean that kind of infuriated me a little bit because I'm like, this is human rights. And then I read what Google had as their sort of response to it, and I was just like, because they were talking about how it's a human right to compete in the Olympics, and I was just like, yes, well played, Google.
Yeah,
Not
I
only
don't
do you
know.
make cars,
Russians are ridiculous, dude. I shouldn't stereotype them, but I think like more than 90% of them think being gay is wrong when that really we're all just human beings, right?
yeah.
There's nothing different between us just because you like men or you like women.
I mean, is it a religious thing? Is that why they don't like it?
Well, I'm Catholic. I don't even
They,
care. In all
they
honesty,
can't all be the same religion, right? There's no way
I've
to-
read and I've heard of people who say that it's not natural. So, hold on.
It's completely natural.
It's like,
bullshit, man.
I mean, and then they go back to like some Christians go and make the comment about, oh, you know, he never said God said it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, and stuff like that. And I'm like,
That's just fucked up.
Like-
Okay, sorry for the language, but really.
but if God did really create everything and everyone, why is the person gay anyway? If it's wrong. Like, if you think about it like that, how, like, if it's wrong, why is the person, like, how does that work?
Yeah, if this guy controls everything, then surely
Yeah,
he's had the power to make this
exactly.
person gay.
If he doesn't want something, surely it wouldn't happen. But, I mean, I'm not going to get into that, because
Well,
it
they
could
like
offend
to
people.
I was gonna say they like to say it's the person's choice to be gay or not, but they've kind of
It's not.
discovered that
It's
that's
not
not
a
how
choice.
you're born with it.
Exactly. It's genetics. So if that's not like something that can be approved by people, then what the hell is? Like if you snore, then okay, I fucking hate you snores. No. So what? Leave the guys that like other guys alone. Leave the girls that like other girls alone. Whatever. That's their thing. I like girls. They might like guys, but they're still people, right? So just let them live. They got rights. They got a daily life just like we do. It's not like they're any different just because they're gay. You know, they still go out. They still eat. They still drink. It doesn't make any type of really difference of who we are. We're all
I
people.
think they're
That's
good.
it,
The
right?
population of humans
Exactly.
is already way too big.
Yeah, exactly. It's
They're
it
too
helps out that
Yeah.
way. It helps out that way, and then
Yeah.
like it just adds more culture. Culture's awesome, so
I
why
I
not?
could never personally understand why people have a problem.
It pisses
It
me
just-
off, too, man.
It does. It irritates me because I'm like, well, what have they done to you? They're not doing anything to you.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Like
They
I
don't
have
just
friends
want to
that
adopt
are gay.
children.
And like with racism as well. I mean, Morgan Freeman said it the best possible way. And he said something like, you know, the only way you're gonna properly defeat racism is if you stop talking about it. And I'm like, that is so true, because I mean, just talking
I
about
don't
it, just
believe in
it just
it shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't exist.
no. And
There's
and
no
it
reason
does.
for it.
And it probably will do for years to come, and so will, you know, being homophobic, even though it's not fair, is it? It's, you know,
It's not at all.
it's but
It's just people looking for an excuse to get rid of something they don't like.
yeah,
Just because they're different from yourself doesn't mean you have to hate on them for being different.
Exactly.
and it kind of goes back to like I've seen a lot, because I watch. Do you guys know of Wings of Redemption? Do you know this guy, YouTuber?
Sounds
Yes.
familiar.
Yeah, I do.
Do you like him?
Yeah. It's cool.
I like Wings. Wings is I like his videos. He seems to be a nice guy. But the thing, like, people hate him for being fat. I'm like,
Yeah, that's stupid too.
like, what's wrong with being fat? Like, how does
Exactly.
it affect you? In what way does this guy being slightly larger affect you? Like,
Again, it's kind of like
his
the
life.
whole gay thing too. You know, it's
Just-
just who they are. You know.
Well, I'm not sure it's the same really, because
Well,
being
kind
fat
of,
is
because it's all
isn't-
discrimination, right?
No, I'm
Yeah.
not saying the fact that. Oh no, it's obviously it's wrong to dislike someone because they're fat or
course.
gay or whatever. I'm saying the fact
Yeah.
that they're not the same thing, because being gay isn't a choice, as we've discussed,
Yeah, fair
whereas
enough.
being fat
But
is.
being fat it's
Could be
being fat a
hereditary
choice.
as well.
Yes,
Is
you eat, you get fat. You eat and don't exercise, you get fat. You don't. You
But
consciously
I-
know you're gaining weight.
This reverse this a little bit, or change it. Do you think Wings to Redemption wants to be fat?
Well, no. Well, I don't know.
So would he make the choice to be fat?
No, but I'm saying it's his fault that he is fat.
Okay, yeah, I get that point. But
There is no one else. There is no one else that has influenced him to get fat.
yes, there
he
is.
Born fat.
He wasn't born fat, no. But I guarantee that there were people who did influence him.
He's made the conscious decision to eat and not exercise and therefore get fat.
Think of this as well.
Yeah,
You can eat all you want, Alex. You can eat everything you want today, and you will not gain a pound because you're born with a gift. If you don't know about Alex, he has the ability to eat anything and barely put any weight because he's really slim. He's slim. If I do that, if I eat a lot, I'll notice it myself. Like I just know.
Yeah, I know, but everybody's different, and you should know that.
There you go.
By the time you're 12, you should know that you put on weight if you eat.
I'm just
At different rates, and you should know how to control yourself if that's the case.
Can I put something in here?
Yeah.
I like sometimes it's not a choice, but sometimes it is because like sometimes it's hereditary that you like it just runs in the family that you gain weight and you can't burn it off. So like even if you eat like one pistachio or some shit a day, you're still gonna get fat. and that happens, right? Sometimes.
Metabolism.
Yeah. Right?
I mean, I don't think it's a 100% controlling thing because there are people that they have it genetically that it's easy for them to get fat, but it doesn't mean they have to be fat.
Exactly.
Think about that for me. Some of the because obviously some of my friends, I know aren't like me because I'm not a fat guy. I'm not fat. I'm like a little bit overweight. You know, I'm not huge, but my friends are. I go to this is my sort of joke. Because when my friends go to McDonald's, usually I'll bring an apple and a banana to school. So I eat my apple and banana in McDonald's. Sort of like a protest, alright? But the last time I did it, I was wearing a horse mask. And I was eating it through it. So it didn't work very well. Anyway, it kind of irritates me because they're like, oh Josh, why don't we go to McDonald's? I'm like, no, because you don't even know what's in it. You don't know. Like,
it's gross, really.
What is that?
It tastes good, but it's gross.
Yeah, you don't
I don't
actually
like
know.
McDonald's at all, in all honesty. The only good part about McDonald's is their chicken nuggets, and they disgust me because I know what's in it.
Sometimes you don't want to know what's in it.
Yeah.
And if people still choose to eat it, do they put on weight? No.
I mean, that's the case with most things. So you couldn't tell all the ingredients for a packet of crisps, could you?
Of course not. But the fact that, like, if you were to get a burger in a wrapper, you can't. It's a wrapper. It's not got the ingredients. It's not got what it's made of. Not got the fat written on it. Not got the amount of calories, salt, stuff like that. It's not got.
I don't know if it's all of the United States, but in California, every restaurant is supposed to have this big plaque that has all of the things on it.
Oh,
like
it has. It does have. It has a number with calories on the side in the UK, next to a picture, which is incredibly unclear. Anyway, that's not my point. My point is that you can't actually tell what's actually in your food. You don't even know what percentage of beef it is, and that's our problem. But like, and to be fair, like people hate fat people for why do you hate them? Like,
no, I agree.
They like eating.
You shouldn't hate someone for the way they look, or you shouldn't hate someone. You shouldn't hate anyone really, unless they've actually done something to influence your life in a bad way. There shouldn't be any reason to dislike someone for any other reason than that. I can't think of any other reason.
Anyway, we need to get off this topic now. Are we ready for my next question? We are in a prison.
Oh God.
Well, not me.
But
Of course,
you are in a prison all by yourselves. You've done something wrong. You're in for a minute. You're in for quite a while. I say a year. You're in there for a year. How do you survive? How do you
just keep quiet? Don't do anything. Stay out of everyone's way.
Don't look anyone in the eyes.
Don't drop
imagine
if you could copy the movies. You find the biggest dude, get a shank, You stab him in the throat. You walk away. You're good.
That's
No one will fuck with you.
No one will
like,
touch you.
I
But
mean,
then you might get
like if it was
extra years.
if they were Michael Clarke Duncan size,
Yeah.
chances are you could like you stab them, and they will just like pull it out, and drop it,
Eat it, and then spit at you.
Yeah,
Eat it. Of course, he had to eat it, right?
chances are it's not gonna work. But
Yeah. Just
I mean,
try to get into like a
it's
word
method.
program or something.
Yeah, what an idea would have been to go into what's it, solitary confinement, where you just
Oh, that terrifies me.
yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
I don't think it's as bad as like TV and movies make out though. It
I
isn't
don't know,
like the fact,
dude.
isn't the fact that if you go to prison, you're definitely gonna get.
No,
You're
of
definitely
course
gonna
not.
become
You're
big
not. You're
guys
not
big.
gonna get
You're
something
not
in your
gonna get
butt.
beaten up every day.
Yeah.
If you keep your head down, obviously don't know because I've never been to jail. I don't know anyone who has been to jail, but I'm assuming that, like at this day and age, if you just keep out of everyone's way, then you're not gonna get into any trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Keep your house clean.
Like I don't know. Yeah, that I guess that could work, but like, who of us really has any kind of experience or like none of us know anything about what it really is like in prison, right?
That's true.
It sucks a
Like-
lot more than we're thinking of. It has to
Yeah.
be.
But like solitary confinement, like you said, confinement, my bad, is probably as bad as they make it sound. Because can you imagine being put in a
You go
dark
mental,
room?
wouldn't you?
Yeah, put
Yeah,
in
you
a
go
dark
crazy.
room with like 2 meals a day, no human contact for like 2-3 months at a time.
That'd
I'd
be
go
worse.
insane.
wouldn't it? That'd be
You'd go
you'd
insane.
go mental.
Exactly. They'd let you out and you'd do something stupid and then you'd be stuck in prison even longer.
That's why I
Yeah.
don't like prison. It used to be that they used to call them rehabilitation centers, and now they don't. And I
Yeah,
think
That's
that's
because
really what
that's because no one got rehabilitated.
Exactly. They just
it's
make
like
it
drugs.
worse.
We make people who do drugs seem like criminals. Shouldn't we be helping them with their health? You know,
Chances are that does happen.
I mean,
that's
if you're a
it's-
drug
but I
seller, then
mean,
yeah, you're a criminal. But
I'm not sure about the laws on drugs, but surely they go for the people who are supplying it.
Of course. They,
well, in
they come
America,
first.
if you possess drugs, you go to jail.
Really?
Well, can't
Having
you
them
like
sends you to jail the same.
can't you possess like an amount or
Yeah, I
something? Because
think
it's like that in
no.
Canada.
I think in
Marijuana, yes. Of anything else, no.
Wow, that's
I think in
Like I
England
said,
it's
That's why
you
we
can,
have
like,
so many people in jail in America. It's stupid.
well,
No, it's
I
it's a
mean,
trap.
jail.
Focus so hard on hiding these people. Why don't you just focus on helping them?
Yeah, but at the same time, it makes monies.
because in
Exactly.
England
Money.
you're allowed a certain amount, aren't you? I think you're allowed like a certain amount, but as long as it's not enough that the officer sees as you can deal it. If it's
Yep.
like a tiny amount that it's obvious it's for personal use, then you'll probably get like a warning or a fine. But
Of course.
it's not. You won't go to jail just for having it unless it's a substantial amount.
Yeah, it's the
Murder.
same way in Canada. It's the same way in Canada. It's a little bit more lenient, especially for weed. Like weed, you can have, I think, I don't know, maybe like 7-10 grams on you without them even worrying about it.
Well,
Like
Just
anything
don't give
after
them
that.
a reason to need to take you to jail.
sounds like
Yeah.
a man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
they
why
were
would you be carrying that
experienced.
around? Like, no. Why would you? No. Why would you be carrying around more than that, or even that in the first place, though? Right? Like, if you're just a consumer, you're not gonna have that much on you,
That's true.
or you're not gonna have any on you at all because it's already gone. Like, right? So, I don't know. I think that law is kind of flawed.
But
I
if you
agree.
get taken inside, I mean, I've read that going into jail, prison, whatever,
Yeah.
actually makes them money, because
Because it's privately owned.
yeah. So
Yep.
with that, I guess there's more of an incentive to just arrest people for maybe they're not doing anything wrong. Maybe they're
Exactly.
there's a slight suspicion, and bang, you're done.
You hear of how prisons are sort of like they have like not I obviously don't know if it's true or not, but they have like TVs in their room or something. They have like luxuries in there
problem.
that like people that people in prison shouldn't have, really. And you hear about people coming out of prison after like a reasonably long stretch and purposely committing crimes to get back into prison because
They
their
can't
life
cope.
inside is
They
better than
can't
what it is
cope.
outside.
Yeah, that's. I
And
mean,
that
obviously,
shouldn't really be
you have that. Sorry, I've cut you off. Obviously, you have the story from Shawshank Redemption. Guy gets, has been in prison for a long time, comes out, kills himself because he can't deal with it. All his friends are inside. Everything's inside from.
Yeah.
He can't live, so obviously takes his own life. But
I mean, I think that don't. I've been going back to the solitary confinement thing. That would be like 10 times worse, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Because you come out and you'd have no ability to speak to anyone because
Yeah, you wouldn't even remember how to interact with people. You'd have to learn all over again.
I don't. Depending on how long you're in for.
Well, solitary
I think
confinement.
on your own, I think 5 years to 10 years that'd be enough.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Hold up, you don't. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You can't. No, do you mean consistently inside a dark hole for 5 to 10 years? That's not how it works.
Not at all.
No,
Obviously,
nowhere near.
Well, I know obviously it's like you're not locked in a room and then just left for 10 years. But I mean, the fact that, because the whole point of being in solitary confinement is the fact that you don't see anyone, you don't socialize with anyone, because either you're in danger or you're in danger.
You make the choice to really go in there. A lot of people make the choice because they maybe they're getting
if you're like
a lot of stuff happening to them. They go and threaten a guard. They get put straight in there. They're away from everything. Maybe they'll come back in like 5 days, 3 days, however long. They're not gonna. For me, I think it's sort of like a get out of jail card for some people who are in a tough situation.
Who are like rapists and that who know that if they go into, if people in the main prison know what they've done, then then they're going to beat this guy up. So they choose to put him into a solitary confinement or a secluded area, or at least a secluded area where you're around like very few people.
Well, don't they have like that protective custody program thing too? So you just do that.
Well, if they're gonna kill you, they're not gonna put you with everyone else.
Well, sometimes they just don't care.
Yeah.
until stuff starts happening. Yeah. Until
I don't do. It can't be. That's against human rights.
Exactly, but it still happens because it's privately owned. Right? They can get away with a lot of stuff because not a lot of stuff's reported. Because it's prisoners. If a prisoner's like, hey, this guard was beating the shit out of me for no reason, you think that everyone's gonna believe the prisoner or the rest of the guards that's siding with the guard, right?
Well,
depends.
I think you can go. For me,
it's difficult.
I don't think it works like that. But at the same time, I guess that just being in there in general is never going to be a good time.
Yeah, not at all.
Suicide.
Have you guys heard about the children that had like the crazy murderous parents that locked them in a room for the first 10 years of their life, and they didn't know how to speak or communicate with people?
Isn't that movie, that Mama movie?
It's actually happened to a couple of people.
Well, that reminded me of the Mama movie.
Explain this to me. I am unaware.
There's a couple stories. I know there's one girl in in area or something. She grew up with wolves, and there are pictures documenting it. And she thought she was like one of them, I guess. I don't know how that one worked out. I don't know
like how a dog thinks they're a human, effectively.
She walked on all fours too.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
She didn't walk on two legs. She walked on all fours, just like the dog.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. These murderous people in America had this child. I don't know if it was born privately. I don't know how they got away with it, but they had her locked in a room on like a potty chair or something for 10 years of her life. And when they found her, they couldn't release her name to the public. They couldn't say anything about it because she doesn't know how to talk to people. They had to teach her how to talk, how to communicate, and she doesn't fit in with society. because she was isolated for so long. She
That's
didn't have human
ridiculous.
contact.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's just too
Oh,
much. I don't know why
Imagine
anybody would
10
want to do
years.
that.
Your first 10 years of your life, and now you have to learn how to talk.
Too
The
much.
first 10 years are where you learn everything, you know?
Exactly. Those are the years that you learn how to cope.
Exactly. And now you're just you messed up, man. Messed up.
Hmm.
I don't know how you do that to anyone.
Anyway.
Well, I think this needs uplifting. So, I found a happiness test
Oh yeah.
on Oprah.com.
Let's be.
I got a
smiley.
question for you before we start this. Why were you on Oprah.com?
Yes.
I did specifically search for a happiness test. I gotta say that.
Okay,
I
okay.
want just browsing. Okay.
Just making sure. Just making
Are we all
sure.
gonna do this really quick or
I've
something?
I've got the same test in 4 different tabs, so we can.
Wait,
all
I think
give
we
it-
should rename it as "There is no need to be upset" test.
There is no need to be upset test. Okay.
So.
All right. There's not many questions, but first question.
Okay. Well, we got the screen share.
Oh, no, well, there's not really much point. So there's not a lot.
Okay.
Well, if do you really want?
Just make the decision. Just know. Just
I'll
go
do
with
it.
it.
I'll screen share.
Oh damn it.
All right.
Professionalism at its
Yeah.
peak. Okay, I could partially read it.
I know
Oh,
who I
wait.
am.
Ever
And I
taken a
like
test to measure
myself.
happiness use?
Okay, this is what you want. This bit here. It says, "I know who I am and I like myself."
Do we have to record these somewhere?
No, I've got them all up here, so it's fine.
Okay.
Not true, rarely true, sometimes true, mostly true, or very true. What do we want? 1 to 5. I know who I am and I like myself.
I'm pretty sure my name is Josh, so I've got that bit locked down.
I think the question goes a little deeper than that.
No.
Who are you?
Do I like myself? I'm alright.
Wait, Josh, we'll do like one at a time. So, Josh, you going for not true, very true, or somewhere in between, or what? On a scale of 1 to 5, do you know who you are and do you like yourself?
I'm alright with myself. I'm about a 7, 6, 8, 8,
Out of
8,
5, come on.
I'd give it
Oh,
mostly.
I thought you said 10. Sorry, I can't count. Go mostly.
Mostly true. Okay. So first one's Josh. Josh, you need to remember that. Okay, second will be me. I'll go mostly as well. Okay. Who's next?
I'll
I
be
don't
mostly too.
What are you going for?
Mostly.
Mostly.
Oh, just originality in these answers.
Oh,
Well,
shoot.
like no one really friggin' loves the hell out of themselves.
Well, I was thinking of the first part, of knowing yourself, and that's probably the only reason I wouldn't put always true. Because you don't really know who you are because you change every day.
Yeah, just put mostly for me too. I can't, because I
can't say
could
it
go
all.
sometimes true, but then that's not even true. So
Okay. Second question.
I mean, I do know myself, but sometimes I look at myself after I'm like 1-0 down in FIFA and realise, like I'm.
The self-loathing begins.
I don't like myself anymore.
I don't quite know what I am. Anyway.
Okay, my most important relationships get the most out of my attention. Josh, what do you think?
Really?
Really?
Wait, my most important relationships.
What would
like
you
my
say is your
parents.
most important relationship? Dog?
Dog, actually. I'll probably go that.
Does it get the most out of your attention?
It does.
So that's very true then.
But in relationships. So there's multiple.
Yeah.
So I'm going sometimes.
Sometimes true. Okay, I'm gonna go for rarely because I don't really care about anything or anyone. But okay, I think this is Will's.
Mostly.
Mostly. Ooh.
Oh, here we go. Confidence.
Most important relationships get the most of my attention. I don't have an attention span. Yeah, rarely true.
I thought you were about to say I don't have relationships, man.
No. The hell's a relationship? What's that? No, just.
Strong
I have a
sense.
strong sense
I don't
of
have an attention
purpose
span at all.
and/or I love my work.
Oh wow, that's
Strong sense of Josh. Strong. Do
Sorry.
you have a strong
I
sense
think
of
I'm gonna win this game right now.
I can't
Think about this like a game.
come back. Purpose. Oh, I love my work. Oh, is this the worst question
I'm just
for
gonna
me?
go to mine straight away and tick not true. Okay. Okay, Josh, back to you.
You know, sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, this was a good YouTube video, and I realized that was like 8 months ago, and and then yeah, so I'm probably gonna go.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
what was that? You got attacked by
I dropped my mic. I'm sorry.
Daleks. Okay.
Daleks.
Should I go for sometimes? Yeah, I'm going sometimes again.
Okay.
I'm different than you guys for sure.
Will, do you have a strong sense of purpose? Do you love your work?
Very true.
Very true.
Dang.
Wow.
I know why I'm making YouTube videos. Like I have purpose to that. There's a really strong purpose, and there's a reason I go to school. There's a reason I do things. I'm not lost in that sense.
I
Alright,
gotta go
Vinny?
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, but I procrastinate a lot. Like I sit
Exactly.
there and I'm
that's-
like, I want to be the best man ever today, and then realize
Nah. I'm
4
just
hours
gonna-
have passed, and I've been playing Football Manager for like 6 hours. That made no sense. 4 hours have passed, and we've played for 6 hours. God damn.
Yeah, there you go. Good math.
Alright, I choose my attitude most of the time.
Really?
I'm not really sure what that means. I choose my attitude.
Can you?
Are you in a good mood today, or are you in a bad mood today?
Oh,
Do you have
that's
control over, like,
not
your-
true then. That's
Choose
well,
my
actually,
attitude.
that's rarely true. That's rarely
Well,
true.
like I
because
was
if
depressed yesterday, so I can't say mostly.
Yeah, it's
What are you saying, Will?
Sometimes. That'll be my lowest one yet.
I gotta go sometimes myself as well.
I say rarely because you know sometimes I can sit there and I'll be like, you know what, I've done 3 hours of work. I feel good today. You know, I have that general feeling. But then there's a lot of times where I'm sitting there thinking, I could be doing work right now. Nah.
Exactly, yeah. Like,
It's hard to choose your attitude because there's so many things that are just coming at you at once. Like one
Oh.
second you could be angry as shit, the next
Yeah.
second you're like, okay, well,
all
I'm
it
good.
takes is like one video, one text, one
Exactly, and then your
idea, anything,
attitude just
and
changes,
bang, your mood changes. Like
just
if-
like that.
if like,
Unless you're a robot.
well, but okay, gratitude.
Alright.
I appreciate my life as it happens. I appreciate my life. What's that supposed to mean? I'm like.
This is very Oprah, I gotta say. If this
I guess
was
it's
a
like-
test, I could imagine on Oprah.com. This
Such Oprah.
I appreciate my life as it happens. I'm guessing it means like you're happy with your life as it goes.
I mean, appreciation though is like gratefulness.
Oh right. So if I, for example,
Are you grateful
failed
for-
a test, I could sit there and say, well, it could be worse. Is that?
At least you got the chance to take
yeah. Yeah, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I'm not
Yep.
true then.
not joking.
I failed that test. I'm like, I'm done with life. I'm gonna.
I'm going mostly true. I think I sometimes, if I'm walking home on my own, I'm thinking sometimes that
It's kind
Yeah.
of cool. We're learning
I'm-
about it.
I'm one of the most pessimistic, negative people.
oh, we'll
you
see.
can
This is a
possibly
happiness
meet.
test. You should be lowest on the scale then.
Well, there is no need to be
I'm
upset.
probably gonna be the
So
highest.
I'm probably gonna be
Will,
upset.
do you appreciate your
I
life?
mean, very.
Very. Damn.
You can't change what happens.
You're so optimistic, dude. I envy
If it
you.
happens, then work around it.
I
something
envy
bad
you,
happens.
dude. Yo, put me down for mostly. I gotta go mostly.
I think this might be one of the last ones, and not many. All right, forgiveness. I'm good at letting go of past hurts and disappointments. I want to go and tick myself for not true here because I suck at it.
Yeah, I'm negative now. Okay.
To be honest, I can. Yeah, I'm going mostly with this.
You can.
I can.
I'm really bad
Wow,
at
that
that.
is really weird. We just all switched places, I think. I'm gonna have to go with rare. Sometimes.
Don't lie to yourself.
That's why I had to think about that one.
I gotta go sometimes. Cause there's some things you can't forget. And some
Alright.
you can. I know how to have
Humor.
fun.
I know how to have fun, and I do.
Very true.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Same for me.
I got to take that one as very true.
I can't lie to myself here. I'm gonna have to go with sometimes. No, mostly. Second guessing myself here. Because I have a lot of cool
Going
hobbies.
very, very true. Very true.
I mean, it's
Okay.
pretty.
I look after myself and take care of my well-being.
Sometimes true.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had the intention. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna work out this way. I'm gonna run. I remember when I said that about 4 weeks ago.
You
I'm
did
like,
right.
I'm gonna do some running vlogs. This is gonna be fun.
He didn't do
And
jack shit.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
He texted me. He texted me 3 days later. saying that he's really sad because he just ate a pack of jelly babies.
I was like crying, eating every night. I'm like, yeah, that was good. That was,
I mean, despite the intention, Josh, you got to admit that the
yeah.
action isn't always there.
I'm going sometimes.
All right, I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go mostly
Oh, here we go,
or
Mr.
very.
Confident.
Oh no, it's mostly or very. I like going. I mean, I go to the gym quite a bit. Although I eat pretty much crap, but I do try
No, I
and
wouldn't
treat
give
myself.
you
Even
very
though I
if
do
you
eat
crap every
McDonald's,
day.
I look after myself. Don't worry.
Okay, Will.
Mostly.
Really?
I don't know how you guys can do it. I gotta go sometimes because winter I'm a fat ass. Spring comes around, I lose all that winter weight. And then,
Well, you live
yeah.
with the
Practically.
snow, so you can't really do much when it's snowing, right?
yeah, put me down as sometimes. No, you
I
do
mean,
already.
tactically,
Yeah,
so you're
did you
more
see
with the
the-
fat in the spiritually. I know what inspires me, supports me, and gives me strength.
Strength. Most.
Well,
I know what inspires me. Success and failure.
I'm
Both.
really
We're
inspired.
all YouTubers, right? So we kind of have the same inspiration, I think.
I lack inspiration. Like if I need to do a work and I know I need to do work and I know when it's due in, I still sit there.
No, what it really takes for me to get inspired is if I fail. If I fail a test, work time.
Yeah, you'll never fail again.
Work time. Like I remember when I was doing my GCSEs, our test last year, I didn't fail, but I was really disappointed with my grades, and I was like, no, not again, and I just went full pelt, and I completely demolished every single test. I was really happy.
Well,
Right,
that's
Will.
very.
Really?
Wow,
You gotta put me down as very as well.
Yeah.
All right, I think this might be the last one. I believe happiness is the way of traveling. I have no idea what the fuck that
What?
means.
I use
Okay, we
cars,
gotta think
buses,
deeply.
and planes to travel. What the
I never drive happy.
I think I could be wrong, but I think this means sort of like you believe happiness is the
Do I
way
move
to.
forward?
Yeah, essentially.
Go
Not
from
really.
Um,
Sometimes you gotta go through
yeah, you got to work.
struggles and
If
shit.
you're not happy here, then you travel somewhere else and do something happy.
I don't think. Yeah, I personally I don't think that's correct because, to be successful, it's not about being happy. Sometimes. I mean,
Well, it's gonna be hard before it gets easier,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going. I'm gonna go. Rarely.
YouTube is a good example for this one, Vince. What I was talking
Mhm.
about yesterday. It's hard in
Yeah.
the beginning, but it'll get easier.
Exactly.
Or harder.
Will, what are you saying?
I'm gonna have to go with mostly.
Trying to
Shit,
think.
man. You're so
Really?
optimistic. God damn it! Rarely.
Really?
You know, there's a
think
video I
it's
saw about
results
talking
now.
about optimism is bad for you.
Results
You are
time.
semi-happy.
Yes. Celebrate. What does it say?
It says, yes, you are surviving, but now it's time to start thriving. Imagine if you were to raise your happiness levels by another 10% immediately.
Let
What
me
do you
just
think you'd
let
be
me just
doing
raise
before
my
less-
happiness level. Let me just. Yes. Now.
There we go.
It worked. It
I'm
worked.
semi-happy as well.
Come on,
What-
Vince.
what-
Yeah!
You're the most positive person ever, and you're still only getting there. Because this is a healthy score. If you want to take your happiness
into
score to
your
the next level, You need to recognize the difference between chasing after happiness and choosing it.
Oh.
And similar shit going on there.
That's profound.
I'm definitely a chaser, so I see where that problem comes.
I'm getting there. You kidding
getting
me?
there as
What
well.
the hell?
You're
I'm
Yeah,
a
sad.
happy person.
Vince picked closer to me than the other two did.
I think
not
it's
a happy
about right
person.
how the British people are only semi-happy.
That is correct.
I think that's.
I think
I-
it could be cultural.
I don't
Just
know,
the way-
dude.
So you're saying all British people are upset when there's no need to be upset?
We have a tendency to do so, yeah.
Well,
That-
are you sad? Are you sad very often? I mean,
I think it's a British trait
I
to be
don't
constantly.
think as a
moaning.
nation we're just generally upset. I don't think
We-
that's a thing.
I think we're happy when we're complaining. That is the general.
we're those types of people. But,
Fair enough. I
I've
don't
gone. Is that it? Are we done? Is this the show?
I don't know. Is it the show? It's not my show.
Yes, it is. It's done. It's done. Hopefully, if you got to this point and you're not unfadget, that's good. No. If you got to this point, this is great. You could probably like the video, maybe leave a comment about why you actually watched the whole thing like a weirdo. Maybe if you're new, what the hell's he doing? What? It maybe you could go subscribe to all of our channels. They'll all be in the description, except Alex's because he's bad, and that's it. See you guys, and meh.
see you later.